Senate will come to order. Ask everyone present to please rise and join with me as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag. Please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the absence of clergy, I ask everyone present to please bow their heads in a moment of silent reflection and prayer. Reading of the Journal.
In Senate Monday, April 4th, the Senate met pursuant to adjournment. The Journal of Friday, April 1st is read and approved. On motion, Senate adjourned.
Without objection, the Journal will stand approved as read. Presentation of petitions, messages from the Assembly. Secretary will read.
On page 21, Senator Golden moves to discharge the Committee on Civil Service and Pensions, Assembly Bill number 9441, and substitute the identical Senate Bill 6935, third reading calendar 448.
The substitution is so ordered. Messages from the Governor, reports of standing committees, reports of select committees, communications and reports of state officers, motions and resolutions. Senator DeFrancisco.
Yes, Mr. President, I move the following bill be discharged from its respective committee and be recommitted with instructions to strike the enacting clause. That's Senate Bill number 5768A by Senator Martins.
That is so ordered. Senator DeFrancisco.
Yes, there is a privilege resolution by Senator Murphy, 4687 at the desk. Would you please read the title only and call on Senator Murphy to speak?
Secretary will read.
Legislative resolution by Senator Murphy, memorializing Governor Andrew M. Cuomo to proclaim April 2016 as Distracted Driving Month in the state of New York.
Senator Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. President. This resolution sheds light on an important issue that we see each and every day as we drive around: distracted driving. April is Distracted Driving Month, and distracted driving isn't just something that we shrug our shoulders at, because it has proven to take lives. And one such life that was taken from us was Evan Lieberman. In 2011, Evan was killed in a head-on car accident. The driver of the other car was on their cell phone. Now, while I did not have the honor of meeting Evan, I did have the great privilege of getting to know his family. I remember meeting Mr. Lieberman in my office, and he told me about the tragic and avoidable death of his young son. While Mr. Lieberman and his entire family will miss his son, they have turned a true tragedy into a positive mission of bringing awareness to distracted driving. The facts are staggering. In 2014, we've had over 3,000 people die of distracted driving. More than 400 people injured due to distracted driving. The cell phones, the texting. I see a lot of young kids here today. Please be careful in the cars. Turning on the radio. It has become a major problem. And as a father of myself, my 3 kids, I am teaching my kids about this distracted driving, and we are shedding light on this serious issue. I would just like to acknowledge Mr. Lieberman. I believe he is here today, and thank him and allow him the privilege of being in Senate chambers and keeping awareness to this very, very important issue. I would also like to thank Town Supervisor Rob Greenstein, who's here today, who has taken an initiative of himself within his town on having magnets, hands off the phone and on the wheel. Please pay attention. Mr. President, I thank you for the honor and courtesy.
Thank you, Senator Murphy. Question is on the resolution. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? The resolution is adopted. We welcome Mr. Lieberman and the town supervisor here today and extend the courtesies of the House. Senator DeFrancisco?
Yes, would you please recognize Senator Robach for a brief introduction.
Senator DeFrancisco, I believe that on that previous resolution, a sponsor has offered it for co-sponsorship. Without objection,
Without objection, and that would be wonderful.
resolution is open for co-sponsorship. Should you choose not to be a co-sponsor, please notify the desk. Senator Robach.
To take a moment, we're here passing laws, talking about government. We have a great group of people from Leah here, parents, students. We're here to advocate for some laws that they would like, learn a little bit more about government, and what Leah is an acronym for Loving Education at Home. These are parents that homeschool their children, and we've worked very closely with them under a number of legislation, knowing that besides what I believe every parent has a right to what's in the best interest of their children, above and beyond anything else, these folks quantifiably, whether it comes to testing, other things, are the highest performing group of students we have in our state, and really have been a joy to work with. And I just wanted to welcome them, thank them for their advocacy, participation in government, and more importantly, putting what's first, making everything about their children. So if you could welcome them to the chamber, I would just be remiss if I didn't note, I think Patty Owens, who is the group leader from Rochester, their president, Rudy, and his wife, Elizabeth, are here, as well as a number of advocates from across the state that some of my other colleagues may be acknowledging. If you could welcome them, I would appreciate it greatly, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Robach. Senator Little.
Mr. President, I'd like to join Senator Robach in welcoming all of those Leah members who are here today and commend them for their interest and their dedication to homeschooling. I had the privilege today of meeting with the 4 Sears boys who are from Hartford, New York, as well as having Ryan Bailey, who is here, and also from my district. So I really appreciate you being here. It is important to come to Albany to express your needs and your concerns and to allow us to hear more about what you are doing. I thank you for your efforts, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you, Senator Little. Senator Akshar.
Mr. President, thank you. I, too, join my colleagues and want to thank and welcome the students and parents that are involved in the homeschool group Leah, not only from the 52nd Senate District, but throughout the state. We had a great meeting this afternoon, and I thank you for that. I'm here to tell everyone in this chamber, these kids are incredibly intelligent and committed to doing well. They simply want to be treated equally. We need to honor and respect the work that they're doing, and my hope is that we have a chance this year to vote on a series of bills that are very important to this community. I would encourage my colleagues to support these measures as they arrive. So thank you to my colleagues, and thank you to this group who is here today. It was a great event. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Akshar. Senator Hamilton.
Yes, Mr. President. I rise for the Leah bill. I wasn't that well informed about the Leah bill until actually today, when I had a family come to my office and who wanted to homeschool their children. Education is a key component to our children's lives and them being successful, and being taught at home is essential to a child's development. There are different paths to education, school-based, parent-based, but what really struck a chord in me was that if your child is school-based, you cannot play sports in a public school, which to me is a form of discrimination. If a parent chooses to homeschool their child and they want that child to play sports in the school should avail themselves so these kids can be a part of playing sports. So I congratulate the sponsor of this bill. I congratulate the parents of this bill for advocating for their children to make sure that their children can play sports, can play musical instruments, and could avail themselves to the public schools as far as extracurricular activities for their children. So prior to today, I wasn't sure about the Leah bill, but seeing these young women and fathers and their children who were just so energized by being up here in Albany, they were eager to learn, they were eager to express themselves, and I'm saying today education is a key component for all our children, and hopefully one day in the state of New York, we will be the #1 state for education rather than the 45th. So we have a long way to go with education, and the parents see that our schools are failing some of our children. And if our schools weren't failing some of our children, maybe these parents wouldn't have to take matters into their own hands. They're saying that the schools are failing our kids. We have to make sure our children are educated, and they're keeping them at home to educate their children. So hopefully one day we will enhance our schools so parents will feel good that their children will go to school and not be bullied. They will go to school and no one harass them. They will not go to school and be exposed to drugs. So these are the things that are facing our children in schools today and why many of our schools are failing throughout the state. And these parents are saying, no, my child will be successful. My child will get a great education. I'm keeping my child at home, but I do want my child to play sports, and they should be able to do so. So I commend the parents and the children who are homeschooled. Thank you very much.
We welcome to the chamber today all of the parents and students who are with us. Welcome, and we extend the courtesies of the House to you. Senator DeFrancisco.
Yes, could you please recognize Senator Carlucci for an introduction of a very important group of people.
Senator Carlucci.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise with great honor to introduce a delegation of about 25 Ukrainians from Ukraine. They're here today visiting with lawmakers, visiting Albany, to really learn about Western democracy. And it's an interesting time in Ukraine's history. Just in November of 2013, they went through a revolution where they're starting the democratization of the Ukraine. And so it's very fitting, the 25 diplomats that are here today, some are elected officials, some are journalists, students, some are from nonprofit organizations. We have one that's from Chamber of Commerce in the Ukraine. So I hope that the lawmakers here today will have an opportunity, hopefully, to talk with some of the diplomats and that we can share what we've learned here in New York State and in the United States. We talk about democracy, how it's an imperfect process, and we've got to continue to strive to make it better. And every day, I think we all have to collectively do that, to work together, to say, hey, it's not a perfect system, but I think it's the best thing we've got going. And the Ukraine is here to learn from us here today, and we're here also to learn from you. So, Mr. President, it's with great honor that I rise to introduce our Ukrainian diplomats that are here today, and I ask that we offer them the courtesies of the House. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Carlucci. We extend our warmest welcome to the delegation from Ukraine. Welcome. We extend the courtesies of the House to you. Senator DeFrancisco.
Yes, is it me, or does it look like they're much younger in Ukraine than the leaders here in New York State? Thank you, Mr. President. Will you now take up the non-controversial reading of the calendar?
Secretary will read.
Calendar number 230 by Senator Serrano, Senate Print 705A, enacting the Parks, Recreation, and Historic Preservation Law.
Last section.
Section 3 of this act should take effect January 1, 2018. Roll.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. In relation to calendar 230, those recorded in the negative are Senators Amador, DeFrancisco, Griffo, Marchone, Murphy, and Serino. Ayes 53, nays 6.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 401 by Senator Boyle, Senate Print 6860A, an act authorizing.
Last section.
Section 2 of this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 58, nays 1. Senator Bonasic recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 402 by Senator Farley, Senate Print 6869, an act to authorize.
The home rule message present at the desk. Secretary will read.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 59.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 406 by Senator Ort, Senate Print 2966A, an act to amend the vehicle and traffic law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect on the 120th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 59. Ayes 59.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 411 by Senator Amador, Senate Print 6372, an act to amend the highway law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Amador to explain his vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. I rise to explain my vote on this legislation to rename a portion of Route 32 in Ulster County after a brave young man who made the ultimate sacrifice while serving our nation overseas. Private First Class Douglas Cordo. He was just 20 years old when he was struck and killed by an IED in Afghanistan in August of 2011. Mr. Cordo was a graduate of Kingston High School in 2009. And while he planned on continuing to serve his nation and community after his Army service, pursuing a career in law enforcement, he paid the ultimate sacrifice. I'd like to thank Private First Class Cordo's family and the members of the Rolling Thunder for helping and working with me in my office on this important legislation. You see, renaming this highway in his name is just a small way that we can pay tribute to a young man who put duty, honor, and country above all else. And this bill will ensure that his legacy is remembered. So, Mr. President, I vote aye with a great deal of pride and appreciation for this young soldier. Thank you.
Senator Amador to be recorded in the affirmative. Announce the results.
Ayes 59.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 426 by Senator Flanagan, Senate Print 2083, an act to amend the penal law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect on the 90th day.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 59.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 429 by Senator Avello, Senate Print 3199A, an act to amend the penal law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, this act should take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Results.
In relation to calendar 429, those recorded in the negative are Senators Amador, Ort, and Parker. Also Marshall.
Results.
In relation to calendar 429, those recorded in the negative are Senators Amador, Lanza, Marchone, Ort, and Parker. Ayes 54, nays 5.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 436 by Senator Ransenoff for Senate Print 869, an act to amend the corrections law.
Last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect on the 1st of November.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Results.
In relation to calendar 436, those recorded in the negative are Senators Comrie, DeLon, Hamilton, Hassel-Thompson, Kruger, Montgomery, Parker, Perkins, Persaud, Rivera, and Sanders. Ayes 48, nays 11.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 437 by Senator Klein, Senate Print 1520, enact amending executive law.
Read the last section.
Section 4, this act shall take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Senator Klein to explain his vote.
I rise in favor of this legislation. This is a piece of legislation that I've passed before in this House, and I believe that it's an important way we can close a very dangerous loophole that exists. I think most of us know that right now the law of the land in New York State bans sexual predators from living within 1,000 feet of a school. Unfortunately, now with the proliferation of UPK around the state, especially in the city, right now they are not covered. So in other words, a sexual predator under the law can now live within 1,000 feet of a UPK program or a standalone kindergarten. As we know, sometimes kindergarten programs are housed within traditional schools that actually go from K to 8. Those are covered, but if it's a standalone kindergarten or UPK, it's not covered. That's something that's extremely important, and I think we need to close this loophole and make sure our youngest people are protected as well. The next issue we find that there's really isn't an exchange between the Department of Education and the Division of Criminal Justice Services, especially downstate when we see more and more schools opening up. For some reason, they're not in the database of DOCS and they're not actually policing individuals who are living within 1,000 feet of the school. I had a case in my district that a school that's 3 years old was not part of the law. In other words, individuals were still allowed to live within that school. So I think a sharing of information between the Department of Education and DOCS is something that I think will go a long way towards protecting our youngest citizens. I vote yes, Mr. President.
Senator Klein to be recorded in the affirmative. Senator Hassel-Thompson to explain her vote.
Thank you, Mr. President. While I listened very carefully to the rationale that Senator Klein has presented for this bill, in looking at and asking for an interpretation from the courts and the family courts on this issue, the law that is in place, 1520, very clearly already states that the victims of such offense under the age of 18, also included in that language, is within 1,000 feet of any facility or pre-kindergarten or kindergarten instruction as provided, or any other facility, institution primarily used for the care or treatment of persons under the age of 18 should more than adequately cover it. And while there may be other stipulations in that bill, I think that we are becoming so I'm at loss for a word for it, but we are becoming so fascinated with the whole issue of sexual assault upon whether it's adult or the elderly that we are making it totally impossible without creating alternative situations for the lifestyle and the living of those who have perpetrated these offenses against society. So under those circumstances, Mr. President, I will be voting no.
Senator Hassel-Thompson to be recorded in the negative. Announce the results.
In relation to calendar 437, those recorded in the negative are Senators Hassel-Thompson, Montgomery, and Perkins. Ayes 56, nays 3.
The bill is passed.
Calendar number 438 by Senator Ranzenhofer, Senate Print 2885, enactment of the corrections law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, this act should take effect immediately.
Call roll.
Adabo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young.
Results.
In relation to calendar 438, those recorded in the negative are Senators Comrie, Dilan, Hassel-Thompson, Kruger, Montgomery, Parker, Perkins, Persaud, and Rivera. Ayes 50, nays 9.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 440 by Senator Laval, Senate Print 4153, enactment of the corrections law.
Read the last section.
Section 3, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 57, nays 2. Senators Montgomery and Perkins recorded in the negative.
Bill is passed.
Calendar number 448 by member of the Assembly Abate. Assembly Print 9441, enactment of civil service law.
Read the last section.
Section 2, the statute take effect immediately.
Call the roll.
Addabbo, Flanagan, Klein, Stewart, Cousins, Young. Ayes 59.
And the bill is passed. Senator DeFrancisco, that concludes the non-controversial reading of today's active list. And I may add that you did look as young as our Ukrainian friends before the budget.
Before the budget, well, before we close, I just wanted to apologize to our friends from the Ukraine. Usually we have much more spirited debates. If you've been here last week, you could have seen that debate from about 4 in the afternoon till 10 the following morning. But we all needed a rest today. So thank you for being here, and we're really pleased that you were able to be in the New York State Legislature today. With that said, is there any further business from the desk?
There is no further business at the desk.
That being the case, I now move to adjourn until Wednesday, April 6th at 10 a.m.
On motion, the Senate will stand adjourned until Wednesday, April 6th at 10 a.m. Senate stands adjourned.